Based on the knowledge of what I knew about railways, there could be some modernization. If railway jams you, you are in trouble. If train jams you, you are in trouble. If you jam the train, you are in trouble. As a matter of fact, the corpse will be confiscated by the Nigerian Railway Corporation until damages are paid for.
Paid to who?
Paid to the Nigerian Railway Corporation.
For killing somebody.
They didn't kill you. You came into the track to distort the movement.
Not everything makes it into the headlines, but we bring you the full story. Join Uchenna Cyril Anyoke, a renowned media personality and former president of the Nigerian Publishers Association, as he unpacks the real issues behind the news. From politics to public policy, economy to human rights, nothing is off limits. Expert guest, in-depth conversation, local and global perspective. New episode every week on Facebook and YouTube. Watch now on Freedom Square TV. Follow for updates and behind the scenes clips. Beyond the headlines, beyond the news.
Okay, let's there's one other word is something I know that had happened. The last was a car that was crossing around. It was just one a long time, and the train come crushing the car. And so that is what you call an illegal level crossing and unauthorized the pedestrian crossings. What measures, if any, have been put in place to eliminate these illegal level crossing accidents and pedestrian crossings? Because people just run through the place.
I agree with you. This has been happening along the corridor. And we have our trackmen across the district. Once they notice any road construction, any crossing of any type, they reach out to that community. It's just going the extra mile, because the standard approach is that before you do anything, railway track is called a permanent way material. Nigeria Railway Corporation was established in 1898. The Enugu Port Harcourt track was constructed between 1913 and 1916. So these tracks came before almost every other thing. You met them. So you want to cross on them. The standard approach is to write to Nigerian Railway Corporation. We want to do this, we want to do that. Railway will come and assess the type of road. Railway will give you the specifications on the things to do. Railway will advise you on how to, even those that are, mounting electric cables. We have what we call cradles that are serving as a barrier between the high tension cable. And you can imagine if a high tension cable cuts and drops on the track. The track linking the whole, from here to Maiduguri, for instance, the casualty will be crazy. So there are procedures, and we are, as people are, breaking these laws, we are moving to them and telling them this is the right thing. This is what you are supposed to do. As per people crossing and the accidents you made reference to, if you read the highway code in Nigeria, the Federal Road Safety Highway Code, what it says is, on approach to a level crossing, stop. Off your engine. Look left. Look right. Confirm very well before you move. And in any casualty, these are the rules that will come to play. You understand? So, but you see people, and you will say, no, you don't come. The train will not wait for you. You wait for the train. I just saw a video, I think yesterday, of a sewage tank in US. The guy saw a train coming and he wanted to cross quick. And that was a good train. Container train. Double deck container train. All the containers were double, for more than 60 or 80 containers. Of course, the local didn't know that he jammed something. It was that he was blaring the horn. And as a matter of fact, you are at fault. Based on the knowledge of what I knew about railways, there could be some modernization. If railway jams you, you are in trouble. If train jams you, you are in trouble. If you jam the train, you are in trouble. As a matter of fact, the corpse will be confiscated by the Nigerian Railway Corporation until damages are paid for.
Paid to who?
Paid to the Nigerian Railway Corporation.
For killing somebody.
They didn't kill you. You came into the track to distort the movement. You understand? There was an incident we had at experience at Holy Ghost. If you know that place that buses used to turn by our track.
I know.
You know, a train was coming in. That was when we were running Port Harcourt Kano train. And that train will leave Port Harcourt 7 a.m. It gets to Enugu around 12 and proceed to Kano every Tuesday, and it will return every Thursday. This 608 wanted to do a U-turn at that level crossing. And according to the information, people were warning him, no, Oga, don't do this thing. You know, people that are doing business there, they know. If you watch Chinese movie, you see people doing business on track. As soon as the train is coming, they know the time, they know the movement.
Exactly.
So possibly the driver didn't know. He was trying to make that U-turn. Unfortunately, look at the train coming. And he was struggling. It was quite fast. But unfortunately, one man, out of fear, had to jump from that 608. And he jumped. Unfortunately, as he was landing, the driver succeeded in navigating off.
And he was on the track.
He was on the track.
The rest is history.
The rest is history, unfortunately. It was a very painful situation for us, but we continue to sensitize people through mediums like this to know that railway, yes, you may not have seen the tracks, but the tracks are coming back. If the tracks are not there, please don't do anything on the track. If the tracks are there, don't do anything on the track. These are permanent way materials. Whether you are seeing the track, you had known that the tracks were there. You know that they are coming back. The fears, I understand. The anxiety of our people, I understand. But a little more patience, and the train whistles will go again.
Okay.